Well, husband's been working on this big, huge project, and it's a surprise for the grandkids. But he's asked me to make a sign for it. And so I'm gonna do that. And it's still June! I attached a piece of pine to the slab so that I could cut one side straight and use it, as a guide. I asked Hub to help out since this piece is so thick. Then I removed the piece of pine and Hub put the blade guard back on and he cut the other side to the size that we wanted. We did resaw this piece so it wasn't so thick. So I have this great piece of wood that I'm going to router the sign out of, and I printed off this Grandkids Club House. And I marked the center of the board and I marked the center of my page so that it will be easier to glue it. I'm just going to glue it to the surface because I didn't print it backwards and it would take time and be tough to transfer it. So I'm just going to glue it to the board and router through the paper. I don't know if that's the best thing, but that's what I'm going to do. I'm using this 3M spray glue stuff that I really like.
Works well. Quick. Just the sprayer's off.
After 30 seconds or so, I attached it to the board. Yikes! I don't know why I didn't think about putting some blue tape or peel and stick onto the wood first, because the glue tends to gum up the sandpaper when I'm sanding it later. And I didn't like where the word club was, so I adjusted it a little bit. I am going to try to do this sign with two different bits. I'm going to use 1/8 inch spiral upcut bit, and I am going to use the profile bit. Oh, hopefully that'll work. This font is called Driftwood, and each letter looks like pieces of wood. So I used the profile bit to go over all of the lines that represent wood grain and cracks and stuff. Then I used the spiral bit to go over the outer lines of each letter and take out those little circle spots. I tried using the spiral bit first on some letters and the profile bit first on some other letters, and I liked doing the inner wood marks with the profile bit first better because it was just easier to see. I brushed it and sprayed it off with some air and then took the paper off, which was difficult since I had glued it directly to the wood. But I finally got it off and then covered all little knot holes or things in the wood that I didn't want the black paint to enter. Well, apparently I didn't push the button, so missed all that. But I figured out a new song while I was doing it, and it's Spraying Alive, Spraying Alive.
Spraying alive. Spraying alive.
Then I sanded it, and this is where gluing directly causes more work because the glue and the sandpaper just don't get along well. But I finally got it. Then I sprayed it all off with air, then brushed it off with a soft bristled brush. But even some of the locked-in sawdust wouldn't come out with this stiff bristled brush. I have this awl that I bent, and it works perfectly for getting out where the sawdust is stuck in some spots. Like right there on the O, it's just some gunk stuck in there. But it scrapes it right out for me. So that's nice. I'm gonna put Helmsman Spar finish on it because it's going to be outside. And as far as I know, that's like really good stuff for outside. I put one coat on the back and flipped it over right away to do the front. It's going to be mounted permanently above the door to the clubhouse, so I wasn't too concerned about flipping it over right away before waiting for the back to dry, because the back was really no big deal. Hey, so the Grandkids sign is all done and it's going up onto the clubhouse right now. And then I made another sign that has all of their names on it that's gonna fit right underneath that sign.
There we go.
Thanks, Hub. Woohoo! So thanks for joining us, everybody, and we'll see you next time. Bye! There is a video coming up on the build of the clubhouse. The kids have found out about it, and a few of them have seen it already, so it isn't a surprise anymore. And there is an awesome verse to go along with this. It is Proverbs 17:6. It says, "Old people are proud of their grandchildren."